That down. Let's move on to this, shall we? The Oscars are coming up. We're getting into Oscar season. We're getting up to the end of October. That means a lot of the Oscar films are going to start coming out. The Brutalist is coming. The Conclave is coming.
That's this week.
That's this weekend. A lot of people saying it's going to be one of the front runners for Best Picture. Ralph Fiennes, the best actor alive, who doesn't currently have an Academy Award on his shelf. This could be his year. A lot of the big films are coming out. So people are starting to talk a little bit about Oscars. Some of the big outlets are starting to give their early Oscar prognostications. Well, here's a little bit of unfortunate news. In what I think is probably the best movie of the decade, Dune 2, a movie that I'm sure is going to get a bunch of Academy Award nominations. One Academy Award nomination it will not be getting is for Best Original Score. But John, you may say, Hans Zimmer's score for Dune 2 is brilliant. Why are you saying it's not going to get nominated? Because of a rule that the Academy has. According to Variety, Dune 2, Hans Zimmer's Dune 2 score has been disqualified from the upcoming Oscars this year, despite the fact that it is a breathtaking score. I was just at the Hans Zimmer concert a couple of weeks ago here in Los Angeles, and when they started playing the Dune score, my wife, Ann, who loves Dune, she literally started weeping, like tears started coming down her face. Like the music is amazing. It's incredible. Now, you might be asking yourself, well, why is it disqualified? It's disqualified because of a particular rule that the Oscars have that a lot of the other award bodies don't. Variety writes this. The Academy's rule states, in cases such as sequels and franchises from any media, the score must not use more than 1/5, 20% of pre-existing themes and music borrowed from previous scores in the same franchise. Since Zimmer's composition for Dune Part 2 incorporates substantial elements from his work on 2021's Dune, it falls outside of the eligibility criteria. All right. The Oscar rule basically says, if you are a sequel, you cannot use more than 1/5 of the music that you used in a previous film. To me, and I'm not a member of the musicians branch of the Academy, and I'm sure there are smarter people than me that would probably sit down and explain why this is such an important rule. But to me, this is utterly ridiculous. Now, should you have safeguards to say, hey, you're not just going to take the score from your previous movie and just drop it in the new movie and have it be counted? No, of course not. I think there should be some kind of guide. But 20% seems utterly stupid, and I'll tell you why. Is there a rule in the Academy's actors branch that says, hey, if you're in a sequel, if you're acting in a sequel, you can't have more than, 20% of the same mannerisms that your character had in the first film. Your character in the sequel cannot perform, 20% of the same types of movements. Can't have more than 20% of the same people that you're talking to on screen. Your performance in the sequel can't look more than 20% like your performance in the other one did. Of course not. There's no such rule because the Academy understands it's a sequel. The question that will be there for the Academy then in judging, say, an actor in a sequel is, do they take what they did, bring it into the new film, and then also continue to build upon it? We have seen movies, sequels, and franchises where actors and performers get nominations despite the fact that they're playing the same character and bring over more than 20% of the same mannerisms and characteristics of the character from before because they want to see, yeah, you've got that, but also what else do you bring? That should be the same criteria for the music. Of course, you're going to have Paul Atreides' underlying theme. Of course, you're going to have the main theme of Arrakis playing underneath it. Of course, you're going to have music of the Fremen that's going to care. The question that the Academy should be is not, do you bring more than 20% over, but is, do you take that and then build upon it? Which I would argue Hans Zimmer did. Guys, we want to take a second to thank a sponsor of today's video, Dollar Shave Club. Hello there, my fellow handsome gentlemen. Nice face you shaved there. Whether you're going smooth shaven or maintaining a beard, Dollar Shave Club offers shave and grooming products that are always high quality, but never overpriced. If you like to wet shave for that clean, close shave, they've got the Club Series 6 Blade Razor. A shave so comfy your skin will take a nap. 6 stainless steel blades for our closest and most comfortable shave, with a vitamin E infused lubricant strip for comfort and glide, and precision trimmer for precise detailing. Their amazing shave butter, clear view, smooth glide, designed for precision. Shave butter is a translucent shaving cream alternative that allows you to see exactly where you're shaving. Bonus, it has long-lasting lubrication that helps soften whiskers for maximum glide and leaves your skin feeling hydrated. But don't take our word for it. Try it for yourself. You can visit their site right now for 20% off, $20 or more, and get your products delivered right to your door. Visit dollarshaveclub.com/Campea and use promo code Campea for 20% off, $20 or more. And remember, however you shave, Dollar Shave Club is here to help you stay handsome. Like, what are you going to do? Say, like, not? Does the cinematography branch have a rule? Well, if you're doing a sequel, cinematographers can't shoot more than 20% of the same kind of shots that they shot in the last film. That would be ridiculous. It'd be ridiculous.
Or like same locations.
Yeah. Can't shoot the same shots, same locations. Don't use the same kind of movements or whatever. You can't use more than 20%. But it's a franchise. It's supposed to have a visual feel. There should be some similarity there to give it a sense of consistency and throughput from the previous work to this work.
Yeah, I wonder what, I'd like to get into the nitty gritty of that, because are we talking like 20%, it's piece for piece, this exact piece in this runtime was on the part 1 soundtrack and it is on the part 2 soundtrack? Are we talking about themes that he's made variations out of? I mean...
Yeah, all it says is that you must not use more than 20% of pre-existing themes and music borrowed from previous scores.
Boy, that's... themes is the part that gets me, because that's tough.
It's extremely tough. And again, like I said, if other branches of the Academy had similar rules, if the cinematography branch said, hey, in a sequel, you can't use more than 20% of the same kind of shots. If the actors branch said, hey, if you're an actor, you can't bring over more than 20% of the mannerisms and characteristics of the art. If you're a writer, you can't carry over more than this. If you're a costume designer,
yeah,
are you not supposed to use more than 20% of the same kind of feel and look and theme? Well, we saw Wakanda Forever and Black Panther both get nominated for costumes, and there was a lot of similarities in the costuming between one and the other. Again, I might have a little bit of understanding for this if all the other creative branches of the Academy had the same kind of rules, but they don't. Why? Because the other branches understand that if you are indeed a sequel, there needs to be some consistency that then hopefully you build upon. Again, let me reiterate, I'm not saying that we should just be okay with the musical score of one movie just being completely lifted, brought over, and just 100% dropped into the sequel and say that thing. But 20%? I would argue 20% of similar themes, be it musical themes, performance themes, cinematography themes, I'd argue that 20% is necessary to bring over in order to have a feel of continuity with the previous films.
I probably won't find it in time. I'm just trying to see if like this happened to Lord of the Rings with the trilogy. I'm just quickly looking, but go ahead.
And somebody on the live chat just brought up, I missed them. I lost them in the live chat, but somebody in the live chat just said, so what? If you're directing a sequel, you can't use 20% of the same actors? If you're a makeup artist, you can't use 20% of the same makeup? Look, all I'm saying is that Academy, you are film professionals. You understand that in making a sequel or a film that's a part of a franchise, there needs to be some tinkering about what goes into it as opposed to a new original film. And you guys are smart enough to know when a film is building on the original work or is just copying, pasting the original work. You guys are smart enough to know when one and the other is happening. And I just think for something like this, where you're going to get one of the best films of the year and arguably one of the top 2 or 3 best scores of the year, is disqualified simply because it's in a sequel.
So interesting. So Fellowship of the Ring actually won Best Original Score.
That's the first film.
Yeah, it wasn't in Two Towers, but Return of the King also won Best Original Score.
But was it nominated in Two Towers?
It might not have been nominated, but Return of the King? I mean, that's a sequel.
Yeah, it's a sequel. And guess what? I heard the Shire theme in there.
A lot of some similar.
I heard the Aragorn theme in there.
Yeah.
I guess, again, I'm just saying I think the Academy needs to give itself more credit and understand that we're smart enough to understand this is a sequel. So it's good. Certain things are going to be handled a little bit differently, but we can recognize when you're taking the work from the previous film and building on it as opposed to just copying and pasting it. Anyway, guys, question is for you. What do you think about this? I mean, listen, maybe you're somebody who's thought about it and thought, you know what? No, this is a good rule and we're okay with the theme being excluded. I would love to hear the rationale. Honestly, I don't mean that sarcastically. I would honestly like to hear the rationale. Or maybe you're like me and thinking, guys, yeah, there's going to be some similarities because it is part of a franchise. And other branches of the Academy don't impose such a ridiculous limitation on other creative disciplines like makeup, costuming, directing, acting, whatever. Anyway, whatever you guys think about this, jump down to the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget, we have a daily podcast called the John Campea Show podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting app of choice. Go and subscribe to it today so it'll be there when you need it.